Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Robert Rivera with another edition of Who's On First. I have a special guest, Jeremy, and he's here. We're going to talk about Key West baseball. Who would have thought there's Key West baseball? There's baseball in Key West. So Jeremy, how you doing today? Introduce yourself.
Jeremy P. Hyatt. I'm a filmmaker, entertainer, storyteller, born and raised fifth generation conch.
Yeah.
That's someone from Key West. You see the little shell there. If you're born in Key West, you're known as a conch.
That's right.
Been baseball guy from the very beginning. Runs in my family. Yeah, going back to 1917. We got a great photo of my great grandfather who played ball down there. You got this tiny little island. It's conch ball is the spirit of the island, and I've got a documentary I've been planning on doing for quite some time. Funding fell through, but we're still working on it. The baseball, it's lifeblood. You go back to the early days of the island, and you got the club teams. You got like teams playing for Sheriff Jaycox. The USS Maine was out of Key West. Remember the Maine, that whole deal blew up at the shores of Cuba, started off the Spanish-American War. The USS Maine had their own baseball team. You had the Key West Coconuts, who were a Negro League team. And when Branch Rickey was looking for his players to come through, before he found Jackie Robinson, on his way to Cuba, he stops over in Key West and scouted Roosevelt Sands Sr., and who was an amazing ball player. This tiny little island has more state titles in the state of Florida than any school in the state of Florida. You got 11 titles for the high school team, baseball team. It's a 4x2 mile island. Then you had another state title by Mary Immaculate, which was the little Catholic private school. So you got 12 state titles from this tiny little island. You have professional ball players such as Boog Powell, Victor Albury, Khalil Green, all coming out of Key West. And you've got Rex Weech Field, where the Conchs played. Now, this particular field was considered one of the best, and is one of the best home field advantages in high school baseball. In the 1980s, Bill Murray and Jimmy Buffett tried to bring about the Miami Miracles, and they were looking to move them down to Key West. You had in the 70s, you had minor league baseball. The Don Zimmer was the head coach for the minor league baseball team. The Cubs organization and the Padres organization both had minor league presence in Key West. It's a tiny island. You got the love, you got the passion, and Key West fans travel. And it's not unusual to see 40 to 50% of the crowd to be from Key West.
Okay. I have a baseball card here. It says Carl Taylor, catcher. Who's that?
Carl Taylor was a Key West player. Actually, his stepbrothers with Boog Powell. A fantastic ball player from down to Key West. He was a catcher. Actually, made it all the way to the bigs. And there's more.
I know there was another picture here that you sent there. It looks like it was like a whole Negro team here.
That's a Key West Coconuts.
Okay.
The catcher in the middle, that is Roosevelt Sands Sr. Now, I never had the opportunity to meet Roosevelt Sands Sr., but his son, Roosevelt Sands Jr., is one of the dearest, most wonderful, gentle, and kindest people I've ever met. I love him dearly, and if his demeanor is any indication on why Branch Rickey was looking at his father, then I could see why.
Okay. Because I know Branch Rickey was trying to find somebody who was going to be calm and cool, because he knew that they were coming into some serious heat when they brought him up. And yeah, that's a good one. Now you have the Sheriff Jaycox.
Sheriff Jaycox. I sent that because I've got these photos these are photos I've got that just go way back. You've ever seen well, obviously Field of Dreams,
right?
And you see the old days when they pick up Moonlight Graham And he's
Right.
talking about going around, picking up club teams around the country. The Key West had their own club teams. And so that's the sheriff's own team, Sheriff Jaycox. And so you had these club teams that I'm telling you, baseball is going way back.
Way back. Wow. Yeah, we have another gentleman here in the Pirates uniform.
That is Ralph Enriquez, Ralphie Enriquez. That is the head coach, Ralph Enriquez's son. Was a second round draft pick, I believe, by the New York Mets organization. Played up in Brooklyn. Played for the Brooklyn Cyclones quite a bit.
And you know what's funny? I remember taking a tour down to Key West, and they had told us that if you are a native, if you were born in Key West, you're a conch, like you said. But if you lived there more than 7 years, then they considered you a freshwater conch.
Yeah, that is true, and it's kind of funny that you say that, because there's certain people that are like, some will argue that if you put a conch in fresh water, they die. So there's no such thing as a freshwater conch. But
I come from the Bronx, and we just had this conversation a couple of weeks ago where, like, if you're from the Bronx, you're from the Bronx. You're from the X. We say, we're from the X. Okay, we're from the X. All right. But if you go and live in the Bronx, they're not really from the Bronx. So it's like, well, I lived 10 years in the Bronx, and you're like, yeah, but you're not really from the Bronx. And I remember also that they had said that at one point Key West wanted to leave the United States and be its own country. And that was another thing that they tried to pass.
Well, they did kind of secede. So what happens is there was a big tourism problem that was going back on in the early 80s. We're talking 1980, 81, somewhere around there. The government had put up a blockade up in the Upper Keys going to Miami because of all the cocaine trafficking. It brought tourism to a halt, and tourism is Key West's bread and butter, especially these days. All the other major industries have gone by the wayside, but tourism is Key West bread and butter. And there's like, well, if you're going to treat us like a separate country, we shouldn't have to go through this blockade we're part of the United States. We shouldn't have to go through this blockade. And so I believe it was Mayor Dennis Wardlow at the time, and some of the local businessmen, Ed Swift and a few other others, came up with this concept to actually secede. If you declare war on the United States, as soon as you surrender, then the United States will help you rebuild. And so they decide to stage this on the courthouse steps, where they declare they're seceding from the Union. They break a piece of Cuban bread over the Coast Guard's head or the Navy guy's head that is standing there, and declare war on the United States, and then immediately surrender to collect that money to help stimulate the economy. Well, I don't know where that money went or if anyone actually ever got it. But what ends up happening is you've got the Conch Republic, which is formed. We seceded where everyone else failed.
Right.
And it brings attention to what's going on. The blockade gets dropped. Tourism starts to pick up again. So it is unique. There is no place like it in the world. And to this day, they celebrate the secession every year. They have the Conch Republic celebration. You have the Conch Republic flag. Matter of fact, the flag itself, the design of it, was done by Claude Valdez, just a wonderful gentleman. He was the father of Chris Valdez, one of was my baseball coach when I played for Moose in the Pony Field, the Moose Lodge team in the Pony Field. And Chris was a wonderful gentleman, assistant principal at Key West High School, and a great coach. His father was salt of the earth. His father was a ball player. I actually met his father before I ever met Chris, but Claude Valdez was actually the one that actually designed the flag.
Wow. So let me ask you a question. Where did your love of baseball come from?
Oh man, well, my grandfather and my father really got me into the game. My brother Ron and I used to go play in the backyard. We're actually first cousins, but as far as I'm concerned, my brother, we grew up in the same house. We would go into the backyard. We got a mango tree in the center of the backyard, and we would play in the backyard until we got too big for that, and then we climb over the fence and go play baseball in what we called the backfield, which was nothing more than an empty lot that was on the street behind where we grew up.
Right.
But as a little kid, it's the biggest thing in the world. So my grandmother get peeved at us. She's like, no, you got to stay in the house. But we would hop over the fence and go hang out in the backfield. We'd hop on our bikes and ride on all over the island, go all over the baseball fields over off of Kennedy Drive. This was back when it was just about the game. And
Yeah.
you pick up game. You would pick up kids along the way. You want to go play, you play ball, and you take your bat, you take your ball, and sometimes if it was just three of you, you go out to the field, cut the field in half, one person pitching, one person at bat, one person in the field.
Right.
Or there'd be days when you pick up more people and you have like 12 kids out there, but either way, there was always a game going on. And so when you grow up on an island and you got beautiful weather year round, you could play at any point. My love of the game is deep, from growing up, watching the game, being a part of the game, just going out playing, and Ken Burns baseball. Come on, Ken Burns baseball.
Actually, you know what I miss? I miss This Week in Baseball. I missed that show.
With Mel Allen. How about
Mel
that?
Allen.
How about that?
Yes, how about that? After that, it was the baseball bunch, Tom Minnesota as the genie, and they always had guys that would go and teach you how to play. And I remember him having Johnny Bench in my eyes, because I was a catcher. My eyes were like, I wanted to learn how to catch. But then the next week, they had Ozzie Smith. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to be a shortstop.
Wizard. When you do the flips.
Yeah. And then I want to be a shortstop now. I said, no, I know how to play every position now because I learned. I saw it. I saw it. And I never missed a Saturday where, This Week in Baseball came around, and I was like, I was so mad. Sometimes there'd be a scheduled game on Saturday, and I'm like, I'm going to miss This Week in Baseball. No, please.
I've been in our Florida room in the rocking chair watching This Week in Baseball.
Oh man, yeah, but I'm glad for bringing up the Key West stuff, and like I said, people don't think of Key West as a baseball mecca, but I guess it is. It is, and it's been around for a while, and I'm glad we were able to show it to everybody.
What's your favorite baseball movie?
Sandlot.
Sandlot.
It's that those kids that get together, and it's not about money. It's not about who's this. It's not about who's that. It's about we're here together. We're in the same group.
The scene that gets me: 4th of July fireworks. Every time I get to that, I'm like waterworks. Every freaking time.
I like that he gets to steal home. I like the steal at the end, and that his buddy is there to witness it, and that he got to witness greatness as it built. You understand? He was that one kid that was the constant.
Benny, the guy who played Benny as a kid, his older brother played him as the adult stealing home.
Yes.
Rob, I gotta put you in touch with my buddy Dennis Bazzo. He's up in Blairsville. He's a big baseball guy from down in the Key West as well, but he's got a lot of great memorabilia. And like you, my friend, he's was a postal worker. And
Yeah, yeah,
postal
yeah.
workers.
A lot of great postal workers.
Matter of fact, one of the photos I sent you was sent to me by him, him in his JC's uniform. It's from back in the day, the Little League.
Let me see if I have it here. Let me see. I don't think I have it here. Yeah, we'll get together. Well, anyway, listen. Let me let you go, Jeremy. I appreciate you being on, and
I appreciate everything.
let's talk again, and hopefully I'll see you up in Savannah again. My daughter enjoyed it. I had a great daddy-daughter weekend with her, and told her how boys are terrible, and we all have cooties, and we're stay away from all of them. And the only boy she can trust is this guy right here.
By the way, your daughter's an amazing artist.
She is, yeah, she is, and I'm hoping she does something really good with the gift. She actually, we're looking into doing a baseball card for her. She did a drawing of Roberto Clemente for me, so we're in the midst of developing that baseball card, and hopefully, it comes through, and we'll do a 25 card random artist type of sale for it, and that I'm sure she'll enjoy that. All right, Jeremy, thank you. I appreciate you being on.
Appreciate you. Take care.
Guys, as we always say on here on Who's On First, keep swinging.
If you like the show, please do me a favor. Subscribe, right? You see it? It's right there. Subscribe, share, like, and don't forget, put that bell on. It'll ding you when I put something else on, all right?